Back now with Donald Trump's national campaign spokesperson, Katrina Pierson. Kat, thank you for being here. What did you make of
Megyn.
what we just heard from Michelle?
Well, I think there is a lot of confusion going on right now. I mean, you heard Michelle admit herself that she didn't see who grabbed her. It was another reporter that said that it was Corey Lewandowski. And of course, you know, there was a Breitbart article that came out today that says there could be mistaken identity. And, you know, it's just really
unfortunate. That was based on the very first tape that we showed where we had the little red arrows.
Exactly.
They saw that tape too, and they thought that that left room for, you know, discussion. Actually, in their conclusion, they said it's unlikely Lewandowski caused Michelle's injuries.
Well, even this new video, though, it's still not extremely conclusive. All you see is Corey Lewandowski talking to Secret Service, and he does raise his hands, but there is no physical contact there.
No, I don't know if that's right, Kat.
What I can tell you is this, Megyn. The allegation that Corey Lewandowski reached out, grabbed a reporter, and threw her on the ground is absolutely false.
She didn't say she was thrown on the ground. She said it was an attempt.
No, she has said several things. Actually, it's changed over the course of the last few hours. I will tell you, the allegations have come out that Corey Lewandowski reached out, grabbed a reporter, and threw her to the ground.
No.
And that is absolutely false.
I've read her statement. She said attempted to throw me to the ground. She said I was able to maintain my balance.
Well, again, that's what I'm saying. It's changed several times now to where she didn't know. She didn't know who did it. And then the Washington Post reporter says it was Corey Lewandowski.
Well, she maintains that. She admitted that tonight. She did not see him. She didn't know it was him. But there is an eyewitness, this guy Ben of the Washington Post, this reporter, Ben Terrace of the Washington Post, who says he was doing a story on Lewandowski. He knew him well, and he came out today and said, I saw what I saw. I had my eyes trained on Lewandowski, and it was Lewandowski who grabbed Michelle.
And there were hundreds of people there, and no one else can seem to corroborate that story. The point here is, it is not conclusive in that video that Corey even made physical contact with Michelle in that video. What you do see is right after you see the switch of the camera, you see them walk into a brick wall of reporters. And anyone that's ever been around Mr. Trump knows those reporters clamor all over each other, trying to get their cameras and microphones in their faces. I think it's a very serious allegation. And here's another thing. If this were such a horrible ordeal, why go to Twitter? Why wait to file a complaint? Why not go to security? Why not go to the campaign?
Well,
because
she went
I
to her
also heard
boss.
in her statement.
What she said, Kat, was that she went to her boss, and
what
that
I'm
her
about
boss
to tell you
called
is that
Corey
it didn't happen.
Let me just say it, and then you respond. She said she went to her boss, Matt Boyle, and that he called Corey, and you heard Corey say, what she said is Corey said to Boyle, I didn't realize it was Michelle. I mean, Breitbart is very pro-Trump. People call him Trump Bart. And his statement was, I didn't realize she was with Breitbart. That's what she just testified to or spoke to.
That's exactly what she said. But we also have an email from Boyle saying that discussion never happened. She also said that she talked to Hope Hicks and Hope Hicks was going to call her. The only communication that Hope Hicks has had with her was the request for press credentials. So it is very confusing. And I think over the next few days, it's going to sort itself out.
What did you make of, I mean, right up until last night, this is a dust-up really between Corey Lewandowski and Michelle. And Trump was asked about it. You know, he wasn't a witness to it. You can see he's focused forward. He's not looking at what's happening behind him. Was it prudent for him to weigh in on this before, as you point out, we know all the facts?
Well, when he asked Secret Service if they saw anything, and they said no, and everyone else around said no, of course he's going to defend his campaign manager. Again, Megyn, initially the allegation was that she was pulled to the ground. That was the allegation, and that did not happen. That is false. It wasn't.
I read her initial testimonial, Kat, and what she said was an attempt to pull me to the ground, but I maintained my balance.
Well, maybe you read that report, but there are other people in the media that have not been saying that. The questions that we've been asked is if Corey Lewandowski pulled a reporter to the ground, and that is false.
That definitely did not happen. I mean, if there's any a doubt about that, let's clear that up right now. That didn't happen. But the question is whether let me ask it this way. If you are satisfied that Corey Lewandowski laid hands on Michelle Fields and caused bruises on her arm, should he be fired?
Well, I don't think that happened. You know, Megyn,
I know you've made that clear, but if the videotape satisfies you and others that it did, should he keep his job as Mr. Trump's campaign manager?
Well, ultimately, that's going to be Mr. Trump's decision. But because I don't believe that happened, I don't think that's necessary.
Mr. Trump came out after Ted Cruz fired his communications director, who had sent a nasty tweet, an untrue tweet about Marco Rubio, a tweet, and talked about how these were more dirty tricks by the Cruz campaign. he was putting the responsibility for what the staffer did on the principal, on Ted Cruz. Do you think the same standard should apply here?
Well, absolutely, if there was wrongdoing, but there wasn't. You know, I don't believe that that happened, so I can't say definitively one way or the other, but I will say this. There were dirty tricks in the Cruz campaign, and it didn't affect any of the other campaigns of what the alleged incident is happening right now.
But you see the point about the critics. They say that was a tweet. It was a mean tweet about Marco. This is an incident in which you have a reporter from a Trump-friendly outlet alleging she was physically assaulted and having physical evidence of an assault, having an independent witness from the Washington Post confirm the assault, and now we have a videotape.
Well, and again, there is no physical contact there, and I think over the next few days it is going to sort itself out. But right now, we're going to stand by Corey Lewandowski, and that incident did not happen. The allegation that we have that he pulled a reporter to the ground did not happen.
Kat, thanks for being here.
Great to be here, Megyn.
Michelle's been listening to this. I want to get her reaction. Michelle?
I think it's sad. This election is sad. This campaign is sad. You know, I think Donald Trump has been a bully. His campaign has bullied me since this happened. I think Katrina is a very nice person. I've met her multiple times. I've spoken to her multiple times. I find it hard to believe that what she's saying, she actually believes.
Do you think Lewandowski should be fired?
At the very least, I should get an apology.
Michelle, we're going to continue to follow it. Thank you for being here tonight. All the best.